Hey, how's it going? I have some cards and some stuff to talk about as usual. I have my cans on because I'm really into my tunes this morning, and I am not into paying licensing fees, so you cannot enjoy them with me. I'm sorry about that, truly, because I think that, you should be able to play music, especially if you're not making money like me. Like, I'm not charging anything. I'm getting no income from doing this at all. It'd be nice to just be able to share the music that I enjoy so that other people can too, because it sets the mood, and you know how music works. So, I wasn't sure if I should talk about what I wanted to talk about first or do the cards first, but then I looked at what I pulled and I thought, let me do the cards first, and it'll kind of inform what I want to talk about. So the first card I got is Water Your Garden. And there you can see someone in like a fantastic spa or something. It looks like an underground cave sort of, with a waterfall, and it's a very calming and refreshing looking scene. So let's see let's refer to the manual. Water Your Garden. It makes me think of, oh my gosh, how many times do I have to clean this crazy shirt? Okay, it makes me think of something I say all the time, which is tend your garden, which, I mean, it could mean other things, but when I say it, I usually mean mind your damn business. Don't you have stuff to take? Don't you have pots boiling at home? Like, why are you all up in everybody else's business? But I think pin that thought. So, yes, let me find Water Your Garden. Okay. Come on, go a little faster, me. Okay, here we go. So the subtitles on this card are nourishment, body care, tenderness, rest. Earth is a seasonal planet, and as such, you're a seasonal being. Cyclic. You can't be on and in full bloom mode month after month, day after day after day. You're strongly being called to put on the brakes. And, I'm just going to interrupt the sentence here to say that I have seen so many videos that come through my feed that are like, slow down, take a rest, loosen your grip. Everything is talking to what probably a lot of people are feeling now, is stress and tension. And I know in me that means a lot of muscles in my jaw are clenched, and that's no way to live. So, I'll just continue here. Where was I? You're strongly being called to put on the brakes, rest and refuel, to take a moment to restock and replenish, and slow right on down. Slow the F down. Your body is the only body you're given, and it needs to be respected as such. You're being called to take responsibility for your well-being, to put your health and body first. I know it can feel like time is running out, and as if there are urgent things that simply can't wait. Truer words, right? However, especially because here in the States, for a lot of us, we have a political situation that more and more of us every day are becoming deeply unhappy with. We don't want to be associated with the leaders are doing, and we are. And if you know history, then this is not the first time we have been in a position like this. And it's like we tripped and fell on it. It was just like we had a choice. We did not make good decisions, in my opinion. So, to continue. So I know it can feel like time is running out and as if there are urgent things that simply can't wait. Again, truer words. However, if you keep pushing on, soon fatigue will set in, and it probably already has, like, at least mental fatigue. The way of living isn't sustainable. This way of living isn't sustainable. If anyone continues to race through life, eventually they'll reach exhaustion and it'll take longer to recover than it would have done to rest. I'm experiencing that with my shoulder. Every time I do something, I have to rest longer, and if I don't rest long enough, then I'm compounding injury upon injury, and it's just not good. You use your arm every day for everything. Immune system disorders and mystery illnesses are becoming more common because we're putting too much pressure on our bodies to keep up with the instantaneous pace of modern life. How are you being called to put on the brakes, to rest, restore, and rejuvenate? Are you thinking about it all the time? Are you thinking like, man, I'd really like to just go sit down and gel, like knit or crochet, and I don't know if you know this, but if you do either of those two things long enough, you will like float off to another dimension. Like hours will pass and you'll be like, wait, what? I just went boop boop and already it's 3? You get the idea. It's good. It pulls you the heck out of your stressful life, which we feel like we can't leave, but man, that pot's gonna still be boiling there when you come back, and you're not the only one here. We're all here dealing with this stuff. Like, somebody will spell you. Take a break. Sorry, am I yelling? I do have thing going here, so I don't mean to be yelling. When was the last time you took a holiday or a full weekend, day, or afternoon off? Look at your precious body and mind. Give yourself enough time to recover when you find yourself running on reserves. There is enough time. Life will bend toward you when you do. I mean, that sounds like a cooperative situation. Starseed Soul Inquiry. What is your body yearning for? I know what mine is yearning for, and I'm like not as stressed out as a lot of us are because I just don't have the same concerns. I have other ones, but I mean, I feel like they're minimal to people with families. Right now, families with like service members that are involved in things that probably are making them very unhappy and uncomfortable, the service member and the family both. And, I mean, family stuff, responsibilities like work and providing food and shelter. Like, there's a lot working on us right now to loose us from our moorings, which is not a good place to be. Please take time and find a way to treat yourself and treat yourself better maybe than you have been. Little things, you would be surprised if you change one little thing, how much of a difference it could make in your life if you're like hesitating to jump out of the churn, like once you take that first step, more can follow, and a little change can make so much difference. I probably don't even need to tell people this, but maybe they just need reminding. Hi, I'm here to remind you. So the next card is Portal. Lots of those in this deck, but I'm just noticing, I haven't never pulled this card before, so I haven't really looked at it myself. I'm noticing that there's like pink and blue something there through the portal. I thought it was like rays, like lines, but there seem to be other shapes happening. Well, that looks like a lowercase h, that sort of coral looking thing there, and I don't know what's happening here. Seeds, I don't know, like Well, that's a portal that leads to somewhere I know nothing about. Nothing is familiar in that. That might be why I feel like this person is somewhat hesitant. But you know, you kind of have to just step into the unknown every day. And you may not get such a colorful look at it. These things are always speaking in metaphors, so, you know, this might be telling some of us, you know, just do it. How long have you been standing there waiting? I just got a vision of like seasons of dust, debris in seasons, because they were just standing there hesitating, and it's like, you can't just stand there forever. Eventually, it's going to pull you through, because you got that far, you're like ready to go through. And it can be daunting, so let's see what the manual says. I like the song. Oh, maybe. Oh, it's the right way up. Never mind. Portal. Okay. It's not too far from where I just was. But do you think I held on to the page I was on? Oh, hell no, I let go. That's okay. It's not a big book. Here we go. Portal. So the subtitles on this are, doors are opening. You decide already. Rewards. Wild card. That's every day, you know. You think you have a schedule and a routine and you're just going to go about your business. You step out the door and you're going to find out some days that no, life has other plans. Okay, so it says, God, why am I drooling? I'm like, I mean, I want to take a drink of my coffee. That might be why. Okay, wow, come on, eyes. What is going on? I've been having like some visual hallucinations this morning, so I mean, I put on the glasses that I can read with, but now it's like I'm seeing all these spots and things. And no, I'm not lightheaded. I don't think I'm going to pass out. It's fully a visual thing. I don't know what's happening. Ascension symptom something, or I don't know. Anyway, doors are opening for you. Your thoughts are extra powerful for you right now. Planets are aligning. So true. We just had a major planetary alignment, like all of the planet soldiers in a row, and then war broke out. That's not the only thing. Like, I'm not an astrologer, but I know Mars and Mercury retrograde happening at the same time, and that's very like pop astrology, but it also happens to be very much the case right now. Anyway, where was I? Planets are aligning. The timing is right. The universe is saying, yes! That's what it says. You have the Midas touch. Your gold work. Excuse me. Your hard work is being rewarded. This is a time when you can reap the rewards for efforts made in the past. It's also a time when you can achieve a lot. Great leaps can be made. Extreme transformation can occur. Great distances can be traveled in a short time. Yeah. Now I'm thinking of that Star Trek episode, something forever. It's TOS, the original series. Where they go through the portal and the portal is alive, and they're on like this planet they landed on, the crew of the Enterprise that's on the away team, and it's like Spock. I don't know why like all the major people on the ship always end up on these missions. Like, isn't that what all the support staff is for? But anyway, it was like Spock, the captain, the doctor, and some red shirts, and the thing is, the portal is talking to them, and then they go through, and gosh, it doesn't matter. I'm not going to tell you the whole episode, but the point is you're in one place, and you literally step through the doorway, and you are in a complete other place, and that's like some kind of instantaneous travel. There's so much in like fiction and comic books even that talk about this stuff where you're in one place and you can, through some sort of tool, instantaneously be somewhere else. And I feel like that's another kind of portal. But anyway, I'm getting all kinds of sidetracked. It's a time when you can achieve a lot. Great leaps can be made. Extreme transformation can occur. Great distances can be traveled in a short space of time. You're swimming with the cosmic current of life. If you just jump in, though, you got to jump in. What experience would you like to have? What do you want to create? What adventure would you like to manifest? Don't lose focus. Use this moment in time wisely. Be conscious and clear with your emotions and thinking. Projects that you've been working on are coming to fruition. Things are in full bloom. It's time to take your harvest and taste your well-earned fruits. When this card comes up in a spread, it's a sure sign that effortless change is possible. I mean, how much more effortless can it be than taking a little step? Just one. Just take a little step. Let's nudge you a little bit. Get in there. Sorry, I don't mean to be rough, but this is no time for fiddling around. God, come on. This is crazy. Okay, if you've been looking for a sign, this is your portal into that new reality. Now's the time to make big changes. If you haven't had, like, big changes in your life, it's all about you right now. Like, you got to decide, do you really want that? Because when you have big changes in mind, like, you kind of want it, but you're holding back, you're right there on the threshold. Just screaming again, sorry, but you're right there on the threshold. Like, go, or everything's gonna pass you by, like the window of opportunity. Oh God, I was just talking about the window of opportunity with the crazy ladder. But yeah, I mean, time's gonna pass, the window of opportunity is gonna close, so yeah, stop pussyfooting around and go. Sorry. Now's the time to make big changes. If you've been guided to switch things up, you're extremely well supported right now. Use this energy and jump right on in. Starseed Soul Inquiry. What would you most like to experience? I'm going to speak for everybody right now and say change. We'll get there. So, okay, I have one final card, and it is... Whoa, settle down. Star Keepers. Okay, hold the phone. My music stopped. I don't like that one bit. Who said you could... Pardon? Who said you could stop? Aw. It's Rush, closer to the heart. Okay, so here's the card. Oh, let me take a look at it. I'm going to tell you the subtitles when I read the book. So, oh my. This is very Egyptianate. But the bust is a portal. And what's that one got going on? Oh, that one's got space in it. I mean, I don't know that I know the galaxy, but that's definitely space. That's not some, I don't know that dimension kind of thing. This is at least familiar, but Egypt has lots of star stuff in the Egyptology. And I'm loving this, like, egg that's sort of behind the portal person doorway, because I got a piece of blue agate yesterday. It was almost this very shape and color. It came with a hole drilled in it, and my caregiver was here, and she makes jewelry that I like, this kind of crystal stuff and semi-precious gem stuff, and I was like, yes! And we did some trading, and I'm so happy, but I had just gotten this blue agate, and it came with a hole drilled in it, and she's like, oh, make a necklace out of it, but it's really like kind of a big piece. It's like about that big, and I just feel like it would be uncomfortable and clunky, so I put some jute twine through it, and I have a white pyramid like that one that hangs over where I sleep, and I strung it so that it's coming down out of the bottom of the pyramid. I like it. I'm getting all sidetracked. That really has nothing to do with this. So, though, that's interesting. On the other side of, not on the other side, but where the portal is, it's like also a space background. So, are you like just walking through a regular doorway where nothing is happening? Or you're going from one area of space from one area of space to another? Well, that's kind of an Egyptian thing too, like with the pyramid. What is not like the sort of over-the-counter story is that one of the things that it was made to do is send souls to space. Just, there's more to it than just space, but I'm just going to go with that. But it has a function that's meant to like blast your soul into wherever it's supposed to go in the mythology or legend or lore, or none of those are like the real. Well, anyway, I obviously I don't understand it that well, but that is not. I mean, that's more like something you'll hear on like Ancient Aliens than you're gonna hear in history class or something like that. Although, since I have not gone to college except to take like a writing course, I didn't take like a history class. I don't know what the heck they're teaching you there. About the pyramids and things like that, and that's changing all the time because we're learning new information about it, like the cymatics thing. You might want to look into that if the word is not familiar to you. It's cymatics, cymatics, and it's got to do with vibration and healing, and it's super interesting. And we're sort of just recently, in terms of new discoveries, learning how and what to do with that. I don't even know what to call cymatics, because it's something that it's a thing that we can look at. It's like a thing that does something, and I don't know how else to classify it, but if you look it up, it'll probably give you a better explanation than I just did. Okay, back to the cards. Starkeeper. I like that they were all kind of together, like not, all of the cards' numbers are not too far apart. Okay, nope. Dang it, I got the wrong star thing page. Oh. Okay, that really is a hair. I keep seeing spots on this shirt, and then I'll look again, and there's no spots. What is going on with my eyes? My eyes have been, excuse me, let me interrupt myself again. My eyes have been tripping lately. I'll have to look at something for a while because it won't look like what it's supposed to be immediately, and I'll just be like, and I'll know it's happening, and I know that there's something there that I can recognize. If all this other stuff stops happening and gets out of the way, It eventually, it gets there, but that's just like a thing that's been happening. It's very strange. Okay, let's remind ourselves what we're really talking about here. The Star Keeper card. There's another look at it. And so now we're going to do the subtitles, which are Cosmic Ancestor, seed the light by staying grounded. Okay, so at the beginning, you remember I was saying, like, pin the idea of water your garden. That tending to yourself in such a way where you kind of slough off all of the anxiety and stuff like that, where you can just sort of come back to yourself and relax. It helps you renew yourself, you know, so that you can go back into the cruel, cold world and, you know, get back to your duties outside of your own garden. And that's why it's got to be such a pleasant, you know, a pleasant thing to do, to go home so you can relieve yourself from things. Oh, nice. Hold on, I dropped something. How'd you get loose? There's a wild piece of paper running around. Right? Just seriously? Just go there. Okay. You're an ancient... Oh, sorry. Oh, yeah. See the light by staying grounded. So, yeah, I mean... Like I was saying earlier, someone can spell you like to keep the light going. You know, there's a bunch of us, and it works better for everyone if we all do our part for each other and properly maintain the systems. You're an ancient keeper of the stars, here to anchor and seed your light in your unique way. You've likely been incarnating on Earth for some time, dedicated to an era of awakening and bringing about a long-awaited shift in the planet's evolution. I think that's me. We're at a tipping point now. The survival of Earth and all of its species is coming to a head. The more grounded you remain during this transitional period, the more helpful you'll be. The more you tend to the flames of your own heart, don't let them get out of control. That could cause a lot of damage and take you away from the real work of seeding the light. So the more you tend to the flames of your own heart, the more love you'll anchor onto this planet. The more you tend to the flames of your own heart, the more you'll love. The more you tend to the flames of your own heart, the more love you'll anchor onto this planet. Period. Sorry, yelling again. The wisdom of the stars is imprinted on your soul. The more soul fragments you call home, the more this wisdom is seated here. You may be called to be in different places in the world to anchor the light. Perhaps by taking a trip or living in a certain location, you may find yourself experiencing awakening symptoms. The more grounded you remain, the more stable Earth's energy will become, and the less reactive humanity will be. You're here for a double mission, to grow as an individual and as a part of a larger collective. That's bringing about a shift in frequency. Oh, well, okay. Got the intonation wrong, but you get it. Where'd that go? Trust that you can be in the world, but not of it, and lead a truly glorious life. Starseed activation. Place the card on the portal of your heart. There you go. And whisper the following. I acknowledge that I'm a star keeper. I choose to anchor my light and stay as grounded as possible. And it is up to us to anchor and stay grounded. It does help, I think. I mean, I can get really wound up, and I, for some reason, know that I need to see to myself and tend to my garden and ground and get back to myself and relax. But I will hesitate and do a bunch of everything else first and make myself feel worse for so long, and it's like I almost have to be told, go stand on the grass for a second, go take a salt bath, go take a bath, like do the things that take you out of that stress energy that is so pervasive and so powerful right now. So here's what I was wanting to talk about. Okay, these things, oh my gosh, I don't know what the deal is with those, but when I wear these for a while, I end up being able to see better with my fashion glasses. Where's the envelope? Whatever, I'll find it. So, yesterday, oh my god, I gotta get this ad out of my head. You should look up. Oh, okay. Wings. Okay, so I saw this video yesterday. It was a documentary, and it caught my eye because it said, "Where are the homeless people disappearing to?" Or something like that. And here's the thing. I wonder about this very thing that they eventually got to when they were talking about seniors that they were talking about that end up homeless, but it's true for anybody that's homeless. And that is that you are now unprotected out on the streets. You have no walls, doors, or windows to lock against the cruel world outside. And so they eventually got to what I had been wondering is, are they prey for predators of various kinds? And it turns out, because of things like raids where the authorities sweep through and just remove everyone's belongings if they're unattended, you have to take what you can carry if you're there, if they let you. So people lose everything. They've already lost everything. They're on the street. And this video was talking about seniors, so they're old too. They're ill. They have, they're not 100%, like physically, maybe mentally. And they shouldn't have to be living on the street. And they talked about people who have homes that the gradient scale of descent, where they end up from their home to less expensive places that have become as expensive, like they may as well have just stayed home, but they end up not being able to afford either because inflation happens, but corresponding payments for things like Social Security or even SNAP, everything goes up. But whatever we're getting, minimum wage, insurance, it's so hard to get on your job and expensive, and everything of that type of thing is just going up and up and up. And what you have to contend with it all and make your life possible and livable and as comfortable as you can is becoming more and more out of reach. And that is a frightening thought, because it can happen to us at any time. Even really rich people can end up with their asses out on the street. The equalizer is there for everyone. Excuse me. So you're out there, old or young, you can still be physically messed up. And if you're weak, there are predators. There are always predators. Even when you were safe in your house, where they're not predators, on the phone, in the mail, on the internet, trying to get in and take advantage of you. That's how the world is right now. I don't like it. I would like it to be different, and that's a thing that can be, but it's up to us to make the decision to change it. And I think we're on the way for stuff like that, but let me continue because it gets to how on the way we are not about certain things. So, the things converge finally. The old people, how they ended up on the street, how they end up isolated and even more subject to predators, and that is the fact that they disappear, and because of the sweeps and how hard it is to keep a hold of proper ID, if you disappear or fall prey to traffickers or, yes, serial killers. That was the one that I was like, the other thing is bad too, the trafficking, terrible. They can pick you up and make you part of some sort of crime gang, like a thievery ring, or it could be other types of labor trafficking, or it could be the XES trafficking. So, yeah, whatever the algorithm, it's one of those things that I have just kind of had on the periphery of my thoughts. I haven't even, until right now, literally right now, laid it out and spoken it out. I didn't write anything down, so this is fresh right now you're getting. And so it came on, but I had been wondering a little bit, are the killers getting people? And that's why the disappearances in the title caught my eye, and sure enough, and it's good Lord, what are we doing to each other that we are allowing people to be on the street? There are people in Just Nate videos where he comes up on them and they've been relieved of all of their belongings again because you can't feel, they don't want you to feel at home anywhere, okay? So they take away anything that gives you that feeling, your belongings, and then also taking away your identification. In this world, that's very powerful and very serious. Right now, it's how dare they take the one thing that is yours, but you gotta prove it. Things are changing in a way that it's leaving a lot of people out, and if you don't have help, the right kind of help too, not just someone that comes along and says, are you hungry? Do you need money? Do you need clothes? And then I'll give them to you, but there's going to be a cost for you, and then next thing you know, you're someplace you don't want to be, in a situation you don't want to be in. It can escalate from there in terrible ways. Come on, put your two and twos together. And so I was a little distressed while I was watching this, and after it finished, because I didn't want my suspicions verified on that, but I already knew it to be the case. That's the world we live in. And I think about how I've been trying to get Sheldon Whitehouse, I just gave up, trying to get him to talk about other people that have been, ended by ICE that are people of color. And I know that he probably doesn't, do his own, social media, I'm sure he doesn't sit there and cull through it all himself, but I did it a few times, and it was dude, you gotta talk about the other people. You can't just talk about only the white people. And it's a strange place for me personally to be, because I generally keep racial stuff to myself. I just don't want to get in the middle of all of that. But I'm dude, you can't just ignore us. You have to, everyone has to stop this dismissing and ignoring and treating the people of color badly, because it's afraid of being, what is it they always say on the right? Replaced. It's not deliberate. No, I promise you, there's no breeding teams of color going, we gotta outnumber the whiteys. That is not what's happening. Whatever's happening with them to make such an uproar in their minds about it, I don't understand what that's about, because mostly, 99% of people of color are not, even now, not coming after you guys. It's still you guys coming after everybody else. So, I mean, we could, I guess, start people of color breeding teams and replace you, as you say. Like, none of you would go away. You'd just be outnumbered. But welcome to our world. You know, just stop crying. So we focus, and then everybody kind of focuses on it, because that's what's getting through on, like, mainstream media type things. But there's all this other stuff happening, thank goodness. Like, just because, you know, one group has a set of ideas about another group and is thinking about them all the time, doesn't mean they're thinking the right things, doesn't mean they're correct in what they're imagining to be the case. I know for a fact lots of assumptions are made that are just wrong. And they don't know, and then, like, I'm not going to correct them, because, I don't know, if you're already making assumptions about people, I kind of feel like you only want to know what you want to know. Like, you're not trying to find out from the source. You're going to your uninformed self and making decisions. Or you're part of a group of people that are kind of the same way, and you're just telling each other stuff. Like, I've sat around, like, they have forgotten that I was sitting there and heard people just talking about people of color and niggers and things, and then because I just let them be stupid and I don't say anything, then, I don't know, like, they see me and then they kind of, sometimes they stop and sometimes they don't. They just kind of keep going and move past it. But it's like, you ever try to tell a racist they're being racist? They're like crazy people. They will tell you, they will insist they're not crazy or racist. It is like the same thing. So you get to the point where you're like, what's the point of even saying anything? But just gonna let it go. Same with the outnumbering and the replacing. Like, I promise you, it's not deliberate. No one's even thinking of it. In fact, black people have terrible birth rates. So, I guess it's the other people of color you have to worry about more. Although I don't know, it might be true for them as well that the birth situation is not good. But the thing about that is that it's just down overall, because I know a lot of people are deliberate about it. Like, I don't want to bring a kid into this. Or it's like, I can't afford to bring a kid into this. I can barely afford to have a place to live indoors. So that creates a lot of stress and tension and stuff. And then, you know, you got the leaders inserting their opinions, and then the things that they care about is they want more kids to be born. So what? You can send them into more stupid wars, or put them in front of machines, and so that they're just doing jobs to make rich people money. I feel like we need to stop doing that a lot. Like, quit, like, making their life easy, because they make our lives very difficult. The decisions that get made, that often we don't even get told about, and they don't, I think, they being the government in this case, work too hard in informing us about things. Like, I would not have been paying attention to this particular thing in the news at the time, but I was watching news when Reagan was president, and what I subsequently learned, like, 2 years ago, is that, and what I just learned, like, a couple of days ago, was when this plan came up, was that, it was just in my dang head, that stupid outdoor meeting place with the weird rituals in California that people try to sneak into, and it's all secretive, and the people that go are like, oh no, nothing's going on. What is that idiot place? It's like a retreat for right-wing people, and they do it every year. I'll probably remember and put it in the description box, like, after I've, you know, hit record or hit publish. Come on, brain. Well, anyway, what Reagan did, and what he, like, cooked up with these other people at this retreat, was that every time we get a COLA, cost of living addition, I don't know, you get a little bit more, which is not what it sounds like, because when you get more money, they take off from other things like your SNAP benefits, or your rent will go up, or both. For one addition, you get 2 deductions. And so every time a COLA happens, the new people that sign on are going to get less. It doesn't have to be that way. It's an accounting deliberate error, I think. But that is what they have done. And evidently it was something that was really hilarious to those people. And making life difficult for, like, all of the peons and the poors, I guess, is just, like, great fun to them. And I just wish, God, can you find something else to do that doesn't involve hurting us? Like, why does everything have to be at our expense? You're the best people. You're the smartest. Figure out something else to do. This has been going on for centuries. You people are ridiculous. Excuse me, I'm just drooling away. And no, I don't take any of that medication. I have ropes of drool. I think it's Thorazine. I don't know why I'm drooling. I still think it's because I want to drink my coffee, which is cold now. So I'm almost done. But I think my point that I wanted to make here was that we have a lot to deal with when this business with this administration is over and done with. We have a lot to do. It's not going to just be the leaders. It's going to be all of us. And I'm not talking about, like, picking up brooms and dustpans and things like that. The thing that makes a difference, and I know this, more and more of us are starting to understand this through whatever means they're, like, catching on to it. What makes our society change is when we all decide to make that change. But it's not a decision per se. That's just part of it. The main part of it is how we're feeling about it, like our literal vibration, because that is what changes. But that is also something that you can equate to our consciousness, our ability to have empathy and to open our hearts to love and care for each other unconditionally. Like, it shouldn't be, well, that's not my family. If you see someone laying on the sidewalk, like I started to say this earlier and I think I interrupted myself, but in, like, the Just Nate videos, there's one where the title card is a picture of a dude laying on the sidewalk. And you're wondering, is he okay? So Nate goes up to him, and he is alive and everything, and he starts talking to him, but he just had, like, everything he owned removed from him, and, like, I think he went to go do something and came back, and, it doesn't matter if everything is gone. Like, if you show up when they're doing it, it's like getting your car towed. They're not going to let you, like, retrieve your ID. They're not going to let you do anything. Where do people get that kind of energy to be that cruel? Like, we don't have to be like that. And it's like, why are you like that? Do you not see that this too can be your fate? Like, just about everybody that's homeless had a home, worked, had, like, all of the things that these people that are dragging away, all pieces of their existence, so that if something happens to them and they disappear, no one knows, because they can't identify them, because where's the ID? Where are the belongings? Where are the things that point to them having a life connected to the rest of us? Do you hear what I'm saying? We are creating a terrible situation for each other. It's just unimaginably cruel. I don't have to imagine it because it's real. It's very upsetting. So, okay, I'm going to wrap up because I'm getting upset, and dang it, I got to heat it up again, but I want my damn coffee. I don't know, like, how other people are going to come to this, but we have to, like, be better with and for each other, because the reason why things are the way they are right now is because we're not. We've become this country that's made a point of finding reasons to get as far away from each other as possible, and it's like antithetical to our actual being. I mean, it's so I don't know, that was a lot, I guess, but I can't tell people how to live their lives. I just want to share like all of the stuff that I became aware of, that it feels really essential, because there's a lot of unhappiness that could be helped and assuaged if we were just there for each other and weren't so weird about, helping and screw obligation. Just bank it for, paying it forward, because one day it could be you out there losing your everything every time you regain it, every time you get the tiniest foothold and feel like a person, like a real person, a part of society, of the rest of us, included and loved and accepted. I think we're not good at that. I think we say a lot of things, but I think we don't show it. So, yeah. We got to not only tend our garden, but we got to make sure that everybody else is able to do so too. And yes, we do have to, like, what was it that Cain said about Abel? Well, we do have to care for our brothers. Like, Cain was stupid. Have you read that part? He was a dumbass. But, he did, like, there's a lesson there. That's probably the root of all of this terribleness, that I just talked about how it's not something that we can tell each other to do. We have to all get there on our own. So all I can say is I hope we're all a little bit closer every day, because we need to, because otherwise we're helping forces against us, and that's nuts. Why would you do that? Okay, thank you and good night.